football has developed over the years and the organisations that are involved in football. Okay. So firstly, football was kind of originated in China with a game called Cujo. Cujo standard for to kick the ball. The game became very popular around 476 to 221 BC. Cujo was used to train the military due to the fierce nature of the sport. And during the years of 206 BC to AD 220, the game increased the popularity from the army to the Roman horse. In 1080, the first game that involved the ball being kicked was introduced. This was known as medieval football, also known as modern football. The game included a limited amount of people from contrasting neighbourhoods or areas. The game was annually played on Shrove Tuesday. The game occurred to be very violent and occasionally ended up with deaths during the game. This resulted in many of the games being banned throughout the years. In the 1800s, the influence of public school affected football a lot. This ended up in two schools not being able to agree on whether the ball should be kicked or thrown. This originated into the two games of football and rugby. The Cambridge rules were the first rules set, and this was the rules of that school wanting to kick the ball, with the others wanting to throw it. In 1855, the first football club was originated, Sheffield SC, and they took on their own rules, and many establishments used these rules to play the game. In 1862, more rules were established by JC3, but mainly the rules of Sheffield SC were used throughout the game. The oldest football team in the world is Notts County. It was founded 152 years ago. Notts County is the oldest football club to still currently play professional football in the world. Between the seasons of 1888 and 89 and 2013 to 2014, the club has played a total of 4,756 football league matches. In 1888, the first football league was founded. The first league consisted of 12 teams and was first won by Preston North End. As you can see, here's the league table. We're unfortunately the oldest club in the world only finished 11th. Throughout the Industrial Revolution, it had a major effect on sport. This meant the working class worked longer hours and sometimes weren't available to play sport. However, this did mean that there was more money, and it ended up in more transport being built, more time for leisure to be used, so people could afford to play football and to travel to play other sporting events. Unfortunately, it was only men that were allowed. However, women could go, but they were seen upon and labelled as prostitutes. In 1833, the Factory Act was introduced. This meant no employment for children under the age of 9 and restricted hours working for older children. In 1844, the Act was updated so that a restriction was placed upon women working as well. In 1847, a 10-hour work act was enforced. A rising income occurred during the Industrial Revolution, and this meant more money as well as more time for sport, plus an increase in new sports being adapted and made. Also, ways to travel to different parts of the country to watch football games were available as to the higher increase in payment. During the wars, the First World War, the females' game increased hugely as the men's game decreased to them all going off to war. More than 900,000 workwomen in factories were encouraged to play the sport, and the factories had managed to establish teams of women to play. Troops in the army were also playing football. This was to keep them fit and healthy for the wars, as well as to increase the moral high personality, as well as football becoming a good way for officers to develop new skills and to get to know people they're enforcing on. In the Second World War, football was affected negatively as players would quit the game to join the army and fight for their country. Unfortunately, this meant that many competitions were suspended and a lot of players died during the Second World War. In the 20th century, the FA grew rapidly. This meant players and clubs rose up in popularity. Divisions were added into the game, so there was more competitions. The game became so popular that many footballers were considered celebrities. The game had indoor some violence, both away and at home, with hooliganism becoming a problem in the English country and international countries. But the football survived, and this also saw the points given for a win increasing from 2 to 3. This was enforced to help the players become more passionate about the sport and wanting to play better and win games again, as well as money becoming a vital part of the game. Now I'm going to talk about the football organisations and the national governing bodies of sport. First off is the establishment of the FA. In 1863, all these rules were moulded into one when the Football Association was established. This is the oldest football association in the world. However, some clubs still played under the Sheffield FC rules until 1878. Others attempted to form a rugby union instead. The FA is now the main governing body of the football in England. Formed in 1997, the Department of Culture, Media and Sport was founded. Their aim is to make Britain the most exciting place to be, visit, live and to do business with. The Central Council for Physical Recreation was established in 1935. This believes that sport and physical recreation has a key role to play in the development of public health policies, such as improvement in mental and physical health due to being physically active. Percentages are given as a guide to how much a person should exercise weekly. Sport councils. These were founded in the 70s. The Sport Council of Wales was founded in 1972. It is responsible for the development and promoting physical activity within Wales. In Northern Ireland, the Sports Council was founded in 1973. It is also the funding body for sports in Ireland. In 1888, the Football League was formed. It is the oldest league competition in the world of football. The Football League has 72 clubs divided into 3 leagues: the Championship, League One and League Two. The league involves clubs from England and Wales. In the late 1800s to the 1900s, the Referees Association was founded. The association offers benefits such as insurance, legal advice, reduced price on kits, equipment, and offers many more advantages as well as support with guidance and learning the game to the referees. In 1904, FIFA was founded, and this is the governing body for Association of Football, Futsal and Beach Soccer. FIFA oversees competitions between international teams. They have no say in the rules, however are responsible for both the organisation of a number of tournaments and their promotion. In 1907, the PFA was founded, which is the Professional Footballers Association. The aims of the PFA are to protect, improve and negotiate the conditions, rights and status of all professional players. In 1992, the Premier League was founded. The Premier League is an English competition which involves 20 clubs each season. However, in the first ever season, 22 clubs were involved. Manchester United were the first winners of the league and have won the title 13 times, which is the most one club have won in the league. In 1954, UEFA was founded in Brazil and consisted of 54 national association members. In the beginning, UEFA only had 25 members, but by the 90s, the numbers had doubled. UEFA is one of 6 continental confederations of the world's football governing body by FIFA. In 1992, the League Managers Association was founded. This is a union for all Premier League Football League and national team managers of the English Association. The LMA represents all managers of the 92 clubs within all the above leagues. Sporting. In 1965, English Sports Council was founded. They advised England on sport and how it should be developed. In 1972, Sport Scotland, previously known as the Scottish Sports Council, who invest time, expertise and money into developing world-class sporting systems at all levels, was founded. Launched in the 2000s, the Football Foundation occurred. This is the largest UK charity funded by the Premier League. The foundation receives support from the highest top of the professional games, plus the Department of Media, Culture and Sport. In 2007, the Football League Trust was founded. The Football League Trust is a charity that uses the power of football to change people's lives. The Trust Office works to help improve education, help increase participation within sport, and to reduce crime, and help tackle situations such as homelessness and drug abuse. In 1997, UK Sport, which is a government organisation, was founded. UK Sport helps the direction and development of sport within the UK. In 1994, the National Lottery began to fund football. This gave help to building the stadiums, paying players and offering more leisure facilities in which to play football. And on here is a few dates to remember. In 1846, the Factory Act was introduced. 1870, the first goalkeeper was introduced into football. In 1871, the first FA Cup, which is the first cup that could be won throughout a game, was introduced. In 1875, the crossbar was introduced and replaced just a bit of string. In 1877, games began to be 90 minutes long. In 1878, refs began to use whistles instead of handkerchiefs. In 1885, the FA legalised professionalism, which meant footballers began to get paid and it was seen as a career. In 1886, the Football League was introduced. In 1891, penalty kicks and linesmen were introduced into the game. In 1904, FIFA was founded. In 1907, PFA was founded. In 1944, PE was introduced in schools and was meant to be played. In 1954, UEFA was founded. In 1965, English Sports Council developed and advised on sport. In 1966, England won the World Cup. In 1992, the Premier League was introduced. And in 1995, a rule called Bossman meant players over 24 can leave clubs with no VAT and anything.
Very good.